Hi guys, Protocairn here, and today we're going to review some common model from 2005, which can be made with, each of these common model can be made with three RDK. So there's two just YE. So the first one is called a Protocairn, right here, and it's an amphibious creature. So I'm going to pause this one, and as you can see, you can make this one with Matao, Wakama, and Wenua. So how this model works, I'm just going to do the turnaround of this one first. So in fact, this one is quite interesting. So maybe I'm gonna just put off the what you can, because you know this projectable keep falling off, so it's really annoying. So anyway. This building is quite interesting because first of all, maybe I'm gonna have to put the tail off, trying to explain you how it works. So yes, first of all, the body frame is quite original because it's made with two RDK body frames. So as you can see, on the middle section we got a pelvis part, which is a made through pelvis part from Wenua. And as you can clearly see, we're gonna link these parts together. So with, for example, an axle right here. And then on top of that, we're gonna add this RDK lower arm, excuse me, lower. It's a lower. In fact, it's a lower part of the right arm, of the RDK right arm. You know, so we're gonna use this one right here and this one right here. The two ball joints, as you can see, will be useful, in fact, to link the legs, which are pretty simple. In fact, it's just some RDK leg in a reverse way, because we're gonna use the free ball joint, if I can show the 360 ball joint right here, and the one axis ball joint right there. One axis of rotation, of course. And you can see also on the side, we're gonna use this pinhole to put the vertical launcher right here. Also, you can notice that the body will also be helpful to link the arms, the little arms on the front side right here. As you can see, the arms also are made with some RDK leg. And the little claws, I think, are, yes, I made with just some baroque eyes right here, and some RDK neck, so it's worked quite well, if you ask me. And then, maybe I'm going to talk about the head first, and then I'm going to talk about the tail, which is also an interesting part. The head, in fact, is made with ton of, as you can clearly see, we're going to add some more connectors on those two RDK arm part, and then on this ball joint part, we're going to add two connectors together, then for, in fact, to make the neck part, which is made with the three all the arms, black, white, and green one. And then we're gonna link all these parts on a double connectors right there. And on this double connector, we're gonna link these two parts, so the two fired part, and the head right here is gonna link through, thanks axle. So if you excuse me, I'm not really that clear, but if you want to understand clearly how it works, we're gonna add these two parts on the connectors. On this double connector, we're gonna add a long axle. This long axle will be linked to this connector right here, and also to these connectors, which in fact is linked. This one is put with the RDK neck part and the Wenua head. And the Wenua head is gonna be, in fact, the head of the Protocairn, because this, in fact, this one is his mouth, and I think it's just firing fire, excuse me, from his mouth, in fact, and the eyes are quite in fact, they are the little axle parts. And the design is quietly done, if you, in fact, because you have some little curves and some really interesting shape for the head. They really do a good job right here. And they also done a good job on the tail part, which is this one. So in fact, it just made with some RDK leg part and some double connectors. On the end also, we're gonna add this Wenua weapon, and in fact link and just add, in fact, some RDK armor right here, chest armor, so all over the place. And here we go, you have a tail, and it works pretty well, in fact. It's really interesting design also, which can be useful for your mocks, for example. Can be really an interesting idea. And you, yes, I'm gonna talk about the discussion after that, in fact. So we're just gonna add the whipcord part and the vertical part right here. And here we go, it's finished. So of course it takes more time to make that, what I explain you. So the articulation section is quite developed, in fact. So the arms have 3 points of articulation right here. can be turned. It's the same for the legs, even if it's kind of more limited. The tail also got, I think, 3 points of articulation, so you can move it up or down. And this part can be moved freely, the third part right here. Hope you see everything well. The neck part is put on 3 ball joints, so it can look up and down, right here, even done like that. And that's quite all, I think, for that part. So yeah, that's all for the set. So now, to sum up on this set, what is the drawback? Because yes, there are one main drawback, which is quite important, is the fact that the body is too heavy to be supported by the legs. Because if you, for example, if I want to put my Wally like that, just see, like for example, like this, it will fall off. So in fact, it's really hard to pose him just on his 2 legs, and you're really gonna need these 2 arms to pose him, in fact, also on his arm, because it's really hard, even if you try to manage to balance, if you can say so, your the body frame and stuff like that, the tail, to make him stand in a better way, like that, for example. Oh no, it doesn't even work. It will just keep falling off. Maybe like this. No, as you can clearly see, it's really a problem because you can't really pose him on his 2 legs. He's gonna fall off automatically, if I can say so. So you're gonna really need, in fact, help from the arms. If you really want to pose him, you're gonna need the arms to try to do some better pose, because it's really hard to just put him on his 2 legs. But in fact, apart from this weight problem, which can be kind of annoying for making pose, of course, it's really well done. Why, if you ask me? Because the construction is really cool. The building techniques are pretty interesting. For example, the tail part, or even the head part, or also the body part, which is quite interesting with the 2 Ordica body parts used as just one full body. So it's all interesting, I think, and the overall design, the finished design, is pretty cool. It really looks like a dinosaur, which hurling fire from his mouth right here. The head is really well done. Also, the tail part is really cool. Some little forearms, if I can say so, on the front right here. So yeah, the only problem is that it's the body is just too heavy to be supported by the legs. So it's really a problem, in fact, but apart from that, it's really an interesting combiner. So it will be a shame to maybe not just build it, seriously, because it's really an interesting one. But I can understand, of course. So I'm gonna maybe just to try last time. Oh yeah, and you can clearly see I have finally succeeded into posing him on his 2 legs, and thanks to the tail, in fact. But apart from this type of pose, you can't really pose him on his 2 legs. So that's all for the Protocairn, guys. But the review is not finished yet, because we're gonna do the second combiners, which this one can be made with Nyuju, Oniwa, and Nokama. And it's called the Frostelus, right here. And how to explain how it, so yeah, I'm gonna explain how it works, so just let me check, and okay, here we go. Well, it's really, it's kind of hard to show you how it works, because there is tons of parts everywhere, seriously. It's a mishmash of parts, so it's kind of, I'm gonna maybe try to just put this off. Okay, maybe it will be, I can show you it in a better way now. So, as you can clearly see, we're gonna in fact add the pelvis part together. So first of all is the brown one with the legs, which are made simply like some Ordica legs, but just without the armor, the knee cover right here, the knee armor cover right here. On this armor, we're gonna add on this armor, not on this armor, on this pelvis part, we're gonna add the second pelvis part right here. This pelvis part will be linked to the white one, so in fact this one will link the 2. So we're gonna use all this ball joint later. I will explain how it works. We're gonna add a connector right here, which will be useful because thanks to this part, we'll be able to link the body part, and also we're gonna add an axle of 3 on these connectors, which in fact is the neck part, to link the body part, the Ordica body part. Here it is how it works. So I'm gonna take the white one. So it's a Nokia one. So on it, you have the vertical launcher on the side. So it's quite work like the Protocairn, in fact. And thanks to this axle hole right here, we're gonna add connectors, which will be useful, in fact, to add some little arms. So I do not really know how many arms is supposed to have, because for me it's got like 6 arms, but on biosectors it just said that it's got 2 legs and 4 arms, so I don't really know. Maybe some are just wings, or I don't know. And on some image it looks like it's got like 4 legs in fact, so I don't really know exactly what is the number of legs and arms this stuff got in fact. Here's the back view, but there is no details at all. And so yes, as you have seen, I have linked this part to the body part. So now I'm gonna explain all the little parts. So you got some arms, white ears, which are made in fact like Ordica leg, but as you can see, the end is made with an Ordica feet put on the usual weapon. Excuse me. And it's the same in fact for this arms, white ear. So to not only have too much stuff on here, I decided to put these arms on the back of the Frostelus, so like this. I think it was shown in some pictures, so I decided to do the same thing. This way, I have more free space to move this arm, which are already really big, in fact. And then you have this little arm, of course, which can be moved like that, and with just some little hooks, or I don't really know, some little claws on this side. No, I was gonna talking about the articulation, so no, it's not. I'm gonna talk about the articulation right now. And that's all, guys. And of course, we got the head, which is a no-camera head without any modification. So it's very heavy on arms, if I can say so. It's got like 3 pairs of arms. And so yeah, for the articulation section, so the legs can be put like that, in fact like some normal Ordica leg, and the same goes in fact for all the arms, at least for this one, white ears, and also this one, white ears, because this one is more like limited, because of course if you can see it's put like that, so of course it will keep touching the Ordica body part, so you can't really move them at all, or not really that much in fact, but it's not really a problem, because in fact I think it's supposed to just be some little arms which can't really be moved, and I really think that they are like kind of cool, just like that. For example, some little arms, some little forearms, and then you have the real arms like that, for example, right here, which are bigger and heavier. And of course, the head can turn in every direction. No, it's looking down, up, and on the side. And that's all, guys, I think. So yes, so I think that's quite all. So if you want me to sum up on this set, I would say that it's got some pretty interesting design aspect, like the shoulder parts made with the torso frame. And apart from that, I also especially like these arms. So in fact, I really like all this type of parts right here, the shoulder parts with the little legs. I really think that's pretty cool, and it's adds to the overall design, because in fact, apart from that, the overall design is just about big arms and a torso frame, which is in fact just made with some pelvis parts. So yes, that's all. If you want some drawback, I would say that also sometimes it's kind of hard to pose, so you have really to balance all the arms together, because if you just put everything on the front section, for example, if I decide to put all the parts like that, the legs will not really support them. So it works quite well white ears, but sometimes it's quite fall off. So you have to really put the weight, if I can say so, the weight on different parts of the body. So like that, for example, this arms on the back, this one on the front, and you can make some pose. And also one of the drawback, of course, is the fact that this stuff is kind of bulky and heavy on parts, because there was really arms everywhere. So sometimes it's kind of hard to move, or just to figure out what's going on with this model. But apart from this problem, I would still say that it's quite a decent core model, and I would still suggest you to try to build this one, even if it's not one of my favorites. But I still think it's got some interesting design element from the shoulder, for example, with the Protocairn launcher, the little forearms, which really look cool on the overall design if you look on all the way itself, and not just some little section. And that's all, in fact. So I'm gonna just add the second one right here. So if you ask me, I think that these two combiners are quite well done. In fact, I did not really see any big drawbacks. So that means that there was no really big flaws, apart maybe from the possibility of this one. But I think that the overall design is really cool. In fact, this design of this one of the Protocairn is really cool. That the fact that the possibility is not really oh, I just lost track. So no, excuse me. What I want to mean is that I know the possibility on this one is kind of bad, but the design is so good that in fact it's kind of not really a problem, because the design is really an interesting part of this set. So the fact that it can't really be posed in some, it's hard to pose him, is not really a big problem if you compare this to the overall design. And this one is more easy to pose. In fact, it's easier to pose, excuse me. But apart from that, it's not really that original as the design section. In my opinion, it's just some guys with tons of arm on him, and it's kind of hard to figure out how the model and how it's made. But apart from this little problem, seriously, I think there are still two really pretty decent combiners. So do I advise you to build this one? Maybe just the Protocairn, and maybe this one if you want. But I will really say that the Protocairn is really a nice, interesting way. Dinosaur-like. Yes, it kind of looks like a dinosaur, and it works pretty well. The Frostelus also got some interesting parts, but not maybe that much, or not that much in comparison to the Protocairn. So that's all, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review, and if you have any question I have not answered in this review, you feel free to ask them, of course, on these combiners. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and see you later for another Bionicle review. Bye!